Hello everyone. In this lecture we will practically make a design for lighting for playground. So at first we will press on our DIALUX program to open it, and then we will choose new exterior project. And after this one, this will be the initial tab for us. So we will press on this playground, and we will press right click on playground element, and we will edit our playground element. So we will press on edit ground element. So what this mean? Here we want to enter our dimensions of our playground to enter the area of our playground. But the question now is that what are type of playground which we will work on? So we will work on a tennis playground. But how can we get our dimensions of this playground? So I have here an AutoCAD design for this playground, which is tennis playground. But what we must to know is that we have two areas of this playground. The total area here for the borders of our playground and the playing area which start here for these borders. So we have two areas. This total area of our playground and this playing area of our playground. So at first on DIALUX we want here to enter our length and width of the total area. So to enter these areas we will here calculate, or we will make the distance of our playground. So we will press on linear and start from this point to this point. So the width is 30 or 23 meter. And to get the length, we will press on this one to this one. So it will be 33 meter. So our length is 33 meter and our width is 23 meter. So we will return back to DIALUX and enter our length with 33 meter and our width with 23 meter. And we will press OK. So we have entered the total area of our playground. So this is the total area for our borders of our playground. But how can we enter our playing ground area or our playing area? So to do this, we will press on object and we will press on sport facilities. And after this, we will get this tab here, and we have here some playing ground types. So we will select this tennis one by double click on it. So by double click on it, we have this playing ground area. So these are playing ground area, and this is its length and this is its width. So we will enter them by returning back to AutoCAD and press again on linear and start from this point to this point now. So its length is 30 meter, and we will measure our width. So its width is 50 or 15 meter. So we will return to DIALUX to enter our length with 30 meter and our width with 15 meter, and we will press OK. So this is our area of our playing area. But how can we get this area at the center of this area? So we will press on this one. So this is the center of the total one, and we will make it at the center of the smaller one. So we have suited them together. So now we want to insert our pools or our luminaires. So how can we make them? So we have mentioned that in the previous lecture that the pools will be on the ratio of 1 to 1, but will we insert our luminaires or our pools at this border or at this border? So we won't insert them at this border and we won't insert them at this border also. But in our design, practically, we make it with 2 meters apart from this playing area or this large border. So how can we make them with here 2 meters apart from this line? So to do this, we will press on draw reference line and we will press a left click at this beginning and a left click at this end, and then we have a parallel space apart. So we will make this value with 2 meter and number of parallels is 1. So we will press enter. So we have here, notice that we have a line, but it's above our initial line. So we want it to be down from our initial line. So we will select this one and delete it and make it again by pressing and this on this one and on this one, and we will make it now with minus 2 meter as when we change it the sign here, so it will be down. So this is now down, and then we will remake it again, but this or add this line. So we will press again on draw reference line and we will press at this point and at this point, and we will make this with 2 meter now and press enter. So we have this another line. But now we want to know how can we get the distance at which we will exactly put our pools. So to do this, we will make a lines or 2 lines which will be perpendicular to these lines to get the specific point of inserting our luminaires. So we have known that the ratio will be with 1 to 1. So the total parts will be 2 plus 1 which will be 4. So the total length, as we mentioned from AutoCAD, is 35 meter. So we will go to our calculator to make a small calculation. So 35 over 4, it will be 8.75. So we will make a line which will be parallel to this one and it will be apart from it with 8.75 meter. So we will insert this again or press this again and from this point to this point, and we will make our parallel space apart with 8.75 and we will press enter. So at this point and at this point here, we will enter our luminaires or our pools, and we will make it again at this line, but now with minus 8.75 and we will press enter. So this is our line, but we will make it with -1 as I made it with plus. So we will delete this and make it again with minus 8.75 meter and press enter. So this is our here our line. So our luminaire will be at this point and at this point and at this point and at this point. So now the question is that how can we make our luminaires or how can we select our luminaires? So we will press on luminaire selection and DIALUX catalog and Philips. So we will choose with our family name. As we will choose it, we will choose arena vision. So we have two types or two popular types. The first one is called arena vision and the second one is called power vision. So we can select any one of them. So let's select this power vision with this 1000 watt and 220 volts, and let's select this distributor or reflector. So this is our data sheet of our lamp, and we will press add. So we have added now this luminaire to our calculation. So to enter this or to select this, we will press a right click and insert luminaire. Now we will press flood arrangement. So we will press flood arrangement, not field arrangement and not line and not circular or circle. We will press flood light arrangement. So this will be our correction factor and we will make it with 0.8, and we will go to this arrangement. So at this arrangement, we have this number of luminaires. So this number of luminaires will be for each pool. So for each pool, we have number of luminaires. So at first or at initial condition, we made it or we will make it with 1. And if we want again, so we will increase our number of luminaires. But what about this mirror horizontally or mirror vertically? This mirror horizontally or mirror vertically mean that if we make a change to any luminaire or to any position or to any angle of our luminaire, this will be made for each luminaires, as will be a symmetrical shape or symmetrical relation between them. And we will know this now with practical made. So we will press insert. So these are our luminaires, but now we want to make them at our point. So we will select this one and make it at this point. So we can note that when we handle only one luminaire, so each luminaires have the same option, or it had take the same order. So this is the meaning of vertically and here horizontally. So when we here change this one position, so all of these luminaires selection or all of these luminaires angle will be changed also according to this one. So now we want to here make or check if our value of lux or is wrong or right. So how can we get this? So we will press on this output and we will press on object and exterior sense 1 and exterior surface and tennis calculation, and this is so we can return to our object and grid calculation and press on this tennis 1. So at this tennis 1 we have some facilities here. So these are our facilities. So we will press on it and we will press on tennis 1 calculation. So at this tennis 1 calculation, we have a new tab here. And at this new tab, we have some options here. So at these options, we can make our or we can check our value of lux. And we have this display here. So we will press on this display points and we will press on display values. So when pressing on display values, we can here note that it appears the number of or the amount of lux, which is the minimum value and the maximum value and the average value. So now we will here have this average value, which is the required value, and we will return back to our code to get if this value is wrong or right. So we have this average maintained lux level for social play, here tennis playground. So if our playground like this one is social playground, so it will have or it will need 250 lux. So our here playground need 250 lux. So when return back to our dialux, so we will find that E average here is 225. So when we change the position of our luminaire, when we press on it and we want to change it now, so we will find that this value of E average is changed also. So according to the angle of our luminaire, so E average is changed, but E average when it's be with here 257, so it will be a suitable value. So now we want to know how can we get our 3D here 3D shape of this playground. So we will press on this start calculation and end use luminaire in calculation and press OK. So these are our calculations now. So this is our playground in 3D. So we will press rotate, and this is our playground on 3D, and this is the distribution of our lumens or our lux. So now it was our lecture. Thank you for watching and see you next lectures.